Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for visiting us this evening at Don't Tell Mama. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Ricky Ritzel.
His considerable income was derived from the manufacture of fireworks and bunting and other accoutrements of patriotism. Father was also somewhat of an amateur explorer.
The house on the hill in New Rochelle was Mother's domain. She took pleasure in making it comfortable for the men of her family, and often told herself how fortunate she was to be so protected and provided for by her husband.
Mother's young brother worked at Father's fireworks factory. He was a genius at explosives, but he was also a young man in search of something to believe in. His sister wondered when he would find it.
Grandfather had been a professor of Greek and Latin. Now he was retired, living with his daughter and her family, and he was thoroughly irritated by everything.
The days were gently tinted, lavender pink, lily and lime. Ladies with parasols, fellows with tennis balls, everyone was equals,
And there were no Negroes.
and everything was ragtime.
In Harlem, men and women of color forgot their troubles and danced to the music of Coal House Walker Jr. This was music that was theirs and no one else's.
One young woman called that whole house played just for her. Her name was Sarah.
Booker T. Washington was the most famous Negro in the country. He provided for the races and the future. He had no patience for Negroes who had lived exemplary lives.
Fellows with tennis balls, there were no Negroes and there were no immigrants.
Latvia, a man dreamed of a new life for his little girl. It would be a long journey, a terrible one. He would not lose her as he had her mother. His name was Tate. He never spoke of his wife. The little girl was all he had now. Together, they would escape.
Look, it's Houdini!
Harry Houdini was one immigrant who made an art of escape. He was a headliner in the top vaudeville circuits. He made his mother very proud. For all his achievements, he knew he was only an illusionist. He wanted to believe that there was more. Hello, Sonny.
Warren the Duke!
What did you say?
And there was distant music, changing the
gate stood J.P. Morgan.
And Henry Ford.
All men are born equal.
But the queen rises to the top.
Let me at those sons of bitches! These men are the demons who are sucking your manly souls dry! I hate them!
Someone should arrest that woman.
The radical anarchist Emma Goldman fought against the ravages of American capitalism as she watched her fellow immigrants' hopes turn to despair on the Lower East Side. But America was watching another drama.
Evelyn Nesbit was the most beautiful woman in the world. If she wore her hair in curls, every woman wore her hair in curls.
Our lover was the eminent architect Stanford White, designer of the Pennsylvania Station at 33rd Street.
Her husband, an eccentric millionaire, Harry K. Thaw, was a violent man. After her husband shot her lover, Evelyn became the biggest attraction in vaudeville since Tom Thumb.
Bang! 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 Although the newspapers called the shooting the crime of the century, Goldman knew it was only 1906.
And there were 94 years ago, and there was music playing, catching a nation in its arms. Maker and millionaire, everyone everywhere, moving to the ragtime. And there was distant music, sipping a beat, singing a dream, la 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 la. The strange insistent music, putting out heat, picking up steam, la 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 la. The sound of distant thunder, suddenly starting to lie. It was the music of something beginning, and never exploding, of a century spinning in roaches and rags and in rhythm and pride. The people called it ragtime. Ragtime, ragtime,
Thank you, thank you. That's the cast. They'll be back. Unless they leave right now. Thank you and good night. Ooh, I must say. Wow. That is exactly how the musical Ragtime does open. And opened at the Ford's Theater, now the Lyric Theater, January 18th, 1998. Based on the Dr. Rose novel from 1978, which told the story of three groups of people in the United States in the early 1900s. The upper class living in New Rochelle, represented by Mother, the Harlem group represented by Kohlhaas Walker and his love, Sarah, and the Eastern European immigrants represented by Tata and his little daughter. In the fall of 1994, producer and CEO of Live Ant, soon to be felon and convict, Garth Drabinsky, received a 4-song demo cassette featuring many well-known Broadway performers. The first song on the tape was the song you just heard, and 3 others followed. The songs were by composer Stephen Flaherty and lyricist Lynn Ahrens, hoping to turn Ragtime into a musical. With book writer Terrence McNally as their guide, they got the assignments, and in early 1995, Drabinsky started meeting with the 3 writers where they would present their latest creations. And they continued to work like this for several readings thrown in, and were ready for a fully staged workshop by May of 1996. To entice backers in July of 1996, they assembled in Leslie's group to record a concept album. Ragtime premiered in Toronto in December of 96, moved to Los Angeles, and opened in New York, January of 98. Now, as the action begins, Father of New Rochelle sets off to the North Pole with the Robert Peary expedition. Neville Hespett's husband, Harry Thaw, is on trial for killing Sanford White, and Coalhouse Walker pounds the piano in Harlem, dreaming of his lost love, Sarah. Now, Mother in New Rochelle discovers a newborn infant buried alive in the garden. The police bring the mother, Sarah, and Mother takes responsibility for her and the baby. Safe in the house, Sarah sings to her baby boy, explaining the desperation that made her do such an act. Please welcome with Sarah, the radiant Anna Anderson. Coalhouse discovers where Sarah is and makes several attempts to see her there. Sarah finally relents and Coalhouse finally meets his baby son. They make plans to marry and go on a picnic where they sing of the opportunities the country offers their son in this new century. Here is Coalhouse as the ever-reliable Aaron Lee Battle.
His face, I feel his heartbeat. I look in those eyes, how wise they seem. Well, when he's old enough, I will show him America, and we will ride on the wheels of a dream. We'll go down south.
Go down south.
See your people.
See my home.
To him, like hats to cream. Then we'll travel on from there.
California, who knows where?
And we will ride on the wheels of a dream. For us, girl, and the times are starting to roll. Any man can get where he wants to if he's got some fire in his soul. We'll see Justice Sarah and plenty of men who will stand up and give us our due. Oh, Sarah, there's more than promises. Sarah, it must be true. A country that lets a man like me own a car, raise a child, build a life with you.
House is confronted by a mob of racist firemen who destroy his brand new Model T. Coalhouse tries to get justice legally but is thwarted at every turn. So Sarah, hearing of a campaign rally for vice president candidate in New Rochelle, decides to go and see if she can help. She approaches the platform but is mistaken for an assassin and is beaten to death by the Secret Service. What a year this is. Inconsolable over Sarah's death, Coalhouse begins blowing up firehouses, killing several firemen. Another in New Rochelle retains custody of the baby boy. Father is confused when he comes back and unhappy with all these events involving his family and moves everyone down to Atlantic City, where the immigrant Tata is making what is known as a motion picture. His little girl and mother's son Edgar become fast friends. Mother and Tata also begin a friendship. Please welcome the indubitable Brian Kalinowski and resilient Alison Nusbaum. With Mother's younger brother involved with Coalhouse and his gang, who have now taken over the J.P. Morgan Library, Father is called to New York to negotiate with Coalhouse. He assures Mother everything will soon be back to normal. She disagrees. Please welcome as Mother, the ever-loving Meg Flather.
There was a time our happiness seemed never ending. I'm so sure that where we were heading was right. Life was a road so certain and straight and unbending. Our little road with never a crossroad in sight. Back in the days when we spoke in civilized voices, women and white and sturdy young men at the oar. Back in the days when I let you make all my choices. We can never go back to before. There was a time my feet were so solidly planted. you'd sail away while I turned my back to the sea. I was content, a princess asleep and enchanted. If I had dreams, then I'd let you dream them for me. Back in the days when everything seemed so much clearer, women in white who knew what their lives held in store. Where are they now, those women who stared from the mirror? We can never go back to before. There are people out there unafraid of revealing that they might have a feeling, or they might have been wrong. There are people out there unafraid to feel sorrow, unafraid of tomorrow, unafraid to be weak, unafraid to be strong. There was a time when you were the person in motion. I was your wife, it never occurred to want more. You were my sky, my moon, and my stars, and my ocean. We can never go back to before. We can never go back to before.
Make Flather! Coalhouse hears many pleas to give up the library, including from Booker T. Washington, and finally Father, who convinces Coalhouse and the gang to leave peacefully. Coalhouse finally believes change is only possible not through violence, but through the power of words.
Go out and tell the story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles that are more than black or white. And I would not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of a pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers learn. Would justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men? Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
younger brother leave, but Kohlhaas is shot down the minute he appears at the door. Edgar, the little boy you saw at the beginning, takes on the task of fulfilling Kohlhaas's wishes that their story be told. The company returns to tell the conclusion of each of their stories. Younger brother departed for Mexico to fight alongside Zapata. Emma Goldman is deported. Booker T. Washington establishes the Tuskegee Institute while Evelyn Nesbit fades into obscurity. Harry Houdini realizes upon the assassination of Franz Duke Ferdinand that Edgar's warning was the only true mystical experience of his life. Father is killed when the RMS Lusitania is sunk, and a year after mourning, Mother marries Tata. They adopt Kohlhaas and Sarah's son, naming him Kohlhaas Walker III, and move to California. Watching his children play, Tata is struck by an idea for a film series centering on a group of children of different races and classes banding together with a dog named Petey. The era of ragtime may be over, but as the united family is watched by the spirits of Kohlhaas and Sarah, America continues to assimilate and flourish. Change card. Oh. Started as a specialty show, which means magic show, with a book by David Cronenberg and music by Howard Shore in 1973, the magic show ended up having a score by Stephen Schwartz and a book by Bob Randall, a musical starring Doug Henning. Doug Henning could barely speak, let alone sing. So the musical portion of the show was provided by the other characters. May 28th, 1974, the magic show opens at the Court Theater. The reviews were interesting. The New Tops, I have never heard of that publication. Larry Valentine said, the magic show has a rather weak storyline, but does offer some fine comedy material along with some favorably forgettable songs by Stephen Schwartz. Yet, all in all, it was a delightful evening. New York Times says, Doug Henning is terrific. He is the greatest magician I've ever seen. Brilliant. Incredibly, the magic show ran 1,920 performances, closing December 31st, 1978. I think it's the biggest hit the Court Theater's had since Old Dutch. The magic show is a musical about a seedy nightclub with a magic act featuring an aging alcoholic, Feldman the Magnificent. Is he here? The owner wants to replace him with new blood, so he brings in Doug and his assistant Cal, who's in love with Doug. But he doesn't know that she's in love with him. Donna and Dina are the musical act of the club, and a big agent is coming tonight to check out their act. But first, as Doug, we have our own magician, our own Merlin, J. Roger. So, Alison and Aaron as Donna and Dina.
I'm a superstar from top to bottom, as any idiot can see. If you want credentials, man, I got 'em.
And that goes double for me.
Anywhere we ever went, we've heard adoring fans scream, since we come to represent the American dream.
Cameras flash.
Cameras flash,
All cheer.
people cheer,
Every time.
every time that I appear.
What have I got?
What have I got that makes me use my solid gold record and solid silver platform shoes?
Sold out
Concerts in the park, over the time and after dark.
I got one thing.
I got more money than I can use my solid gold record and solid silver platform shoes. I don't care if they rip your street up or if they're too heavy to lift my feet up. Long as I can say each time I start out, Bette Midler, eat your heart out.
Now I didn't make
I
it
didn't make it overnight. I had to struggle, I had to fight.
I'm
Almost 19 and paid my dues. My solid gold record and solid silver platform shoes. How much more of this can you take?
Alice Cooper, hang up a snake. And when I die young,
the gold rock breaks. I'm trucking on through the pearly gates.
all of my
All
sins.
is my
Sailing
still excuse. Nothing will take you to refuse. I'm going into the sea, the super solid, two one flat, silver platform shoes.
Astounding. Meanwhile, Doug pays little attention to Cal, who's hopelessly in love with Doug. But here to sing it for woe, once again, is the undoubtable Meg Flather.
I wanna be a lion tamer, sequins and tights and silk top hats. I know I could be a lion tamer. I've always gotten along with cats. I have a whip but never use it. I simply hold it in my hand. I wanna be a lion tamer. If I could be a lion tamer, I would be someone grand. I couldn't be a ballerina. I never could stand on my toes. And I couldn't be a Spanish dancer. I'd look ridiculous with a rose. Everyone has a special calling, something that only he can do. I would be such a lion tamer. If I could be a lion tamer, I would be special too. I could begin with baby leopards, move on to tiger cubs, and then, after I learn to handle lions, maybe I could work to man. I never wanted fancy mansions, bucklers and footmen livery, and I never wanted please let me be a lion tamer. If I could be a lion tamer, wouldn't he have to finally notice me?
Hey, Flather! Meanwhile, Feldman, the Magnificent, is not impressed with... Oh, there's another magic act coming up. Please welcome Duck, played by Jay Rogers. Who wouldn't be impressed? But Feldman the Magnificent wants to help. So here to vocalize is the constantly helpful Sidney Myer.
Dear boy, let me give you a bit of advice. As I was saying to my dear old friend Rex Reed the other day, to succeed you don't need brains or talent, diligence or guile. No, my simple little friend, the thing you need to make your way is what the hardest tights in the uppermost crust have. The one thing you must have is style. It's a matter of style, flair, je ne sais quoi. Without it, you're a bust. You gotta come on with that smile, that air, that qu'est-ce que c'est ça? As I told Yasha Heifetz, in our line of life, it's a must. They say clothes make the man if they beautifully adorn you, from cuff to trouser, leg to blouse. Now my clothes are of course by DeVore of California. Who makes yours? Levi Strauss? It's a matter of style, flair, je ne sais quoi, bravura, so to speak. You gotta come out with that smile, that air, that qu'est-ce que c'est ça, as I told Karen Horneye the day I was born, I was chic. I don't mean to undercut you. You're a cute kid, Sonny, but you haven't a chance of success. Still, as I promised Joanne Woodward, I put in a good word. Oh, don't thank me, no. Kaloshes. You see, I got stopped. That's what turns the wheel. The savoir-faire, qu'est-ce que c'est ça? As I told Conrad Hilton, it gives us that built-in appeal. When a smart-looking gent leads a classy mademoiselle in, you figure he's a classy man. Now I've got this Garbo, this Salome, this Helen, and who you've got? Raggedy Ann? You don't have the style, the flair, the je ne sais quoi. What more can I say? You gotta come on with that smile, that air, that qu'est-ce que c'est ça? As I told Ponte, you've got that jaunty plumeray. Jaunty plumeray. Jaunty plumeray. Face it, kid, you're out of your league.
That's Sidney Myer. Doug decides he needs a sexier assistant than Cal, which devastates her. So he conjures up, literally, the drop-dead gorgeous Charmin, who confesses she's stuck in a rut. And here to confess about that is the drop-dead gorgeous Tara Moran.
I'm a very sensitive person, but someone's put a curse on, which makes me regret my obvious femininity. 'Cause whenever some Faust or Latter-day Merlin conjures a babe out or summons a girl in for a bash in the Bronx or an orgy in Berlin, it always seems to be me. Every time my day's been taxing and I'm finally relaxing over a book or barbecue, I'll be whisked off by a warlock and hear his bedroom door lock. It's a nightmare, being a dream come true. When I take a half an hour to try and grab a shower, I'm teleported across the blue by some magi who undress me and stop shirting. I did that in rehearsal. Start shouting, oh, it's a nightmare, being a dream come true. So take pity and listen when I say, if you ever see a dream walking, just walk the other way. And any day I put a hitch in, creating in the kitchen, whipping up an empty ragged, I'll appear before a genie who wants me to roast his weenie. It's a nightmare, in a dream, it's a nightmare. wants to cut me in two. It's a nightmare. It's such a nightmare. Being everybody's dream.
Moran! Cal has had it and announces she's going home. Please welcome to discuss her address is the homespun and genteel Laura Pavles. So Donna and Dina and Feldman had planned on sabotaging Doug's act in front of the agent, but they fail. Doug realizes he does love Cal and sends Charmin back to the Etheria, wherever she came from. And all ends up well. Change card. On September 11th, 2004, Fred had died of a heart attack. He was working on curtains at the time. Book writer Peter Stone had died in 2003, and the show's orchestrator, Michael Gibson, would die in July of 2005, all before Curtains opened. Curtains is about a pre-Broadway musical in Boston that suffers a series of deaths. What the? Well, Rupert Holmes stepped in to help with the book and the lyrics. Curtains opened March 22nd, 2007 at the Al Hirschfeld Theater and ran for a respectable 511 performances. Nominated for 8 Tony Awards, it won 1 for David Hyde Pierce as Best Actor in a Musical. Now, critics said David Hyde Pierce steps into full-fledged Broadway stardom with his performance here. Perhaps this switching of creative horses accounts for the innovation that seems to underlie the lavish expenditure of energy by a top-of-the-line cast that includes Deborah Monk, Karen Ziemba, and Jason Daniele. Brightly packaged with Kiss Me Kate-style sets by Anita Luizos and costumes to match by the industrious William Ivy Long, Curtain lies on the stage like a promisingly gaudy string of firecrackers, waiting in vain for that vital, necessary spark to set it off. That's Brantley in the Times. Clyde Barnes wrote in the New York Post, part of the trouble was director Scott Ellis's failure to italicize sufficiently the inside comedy, but there probably wasn't much he could do. The choreography by Rob Ashford was unnoticeable. The scenery by Anna Luzios, uninterestingly ugly, while William Ivy Long unwisely saved his best and funniest costumes for the curtain calls. Throughout all this, Farrago, Hyde Pierce moved with unshatterable aplomb, taking the basically comic concept of a tough, plainclothes detective as a musical comedy queen and running with it just as far and even a bit beyond as the material could take it. There you have it. Set in 1959 at Boston's Colonial Theater, during tryouts of a Robin Hood Western musical. Yeah, right? Jessica Crenshaw, hated star Jessica Crenshaw, dies during her opening night curtain call. Boston detective Frank Cioffi shows up to investigate. Now, one of the girls in the show is immediately attracted to Frank and wants to know more about him. So here to tell us more about him is the indubitable Jay Rogers. I got it.
I like my job. Really, I do. To tell you the truth, I'm good at it too. I catch the bad guys, well, most of the time. But it's a good line. A perfectly good line. Not exactly sublime. At the end of the week, as I crawl into bed, I reflect as I turn out the light that the day that's ahead and the week that's ahead will be lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. Lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. I like my pals. The guys on the force, they're not very social. They're all married, of course. Some nights we go bowling or have a few beers. But it's a fine line. A perfectly fine line. I give it 2 cheers. Sometimes I think at the end of a day, when I've read The Last Burglar, his rights, the life that I lead, a little bit gray, lunch counter morning and coffee shop night. Lunch counter morning and coffee shop night. But every summer, when I give myself over to the Sparrow Street Players for 3 weeks, every overture is an overture of joy in my heart. Every curtain is a curtain that brings me happiness. But the rest of the year, the life that I lead may seem a bit gray, but there's plenty of low days and not many highs. And my lunch counter morning and coffee shop night.
That's Jay Rogers. Now, two characters in the show are a recently separated couple who are the songwriters, played by Jason Daniele and Karen Ziemba. The ballad they sing separately was written after Fred Ebb's death, and John Kander took the rare opportunity to write both the music and the lyrics for this song. And you know, it's a tribute to his late partner. I miss the music, I miss the song. Since she's not with me, it comes out wrong. It doesn't matter how hard I try, I've lost the music. I don't know why. Have known before I met her, I wrote alone. But if you ask me what I prefer, I'd say the music I wrote with her. When you're writing a song, partner, the room is filled with jokes and chatter, and she says something, you say something, she writes a line, you play a vamp. But when you're writing a song without a partner, that's a complicated, different matter. No one tells you that's not funny. No one says let's cut that bar. No one makes you better than you are. I miss the music, I miss my friend. No need to ask me what I prefer. I choose the music I wrote with her. I choose the music I made with her. Now, after Jessica's timely demise, or untimely demise, as they say, Carmen, the show's producer, tries to proceed with business as usual. Please welcome the Broadway love like nobody's business, Kristine Zbornik. And Alison Nusbaum.
Sorry, Elaine. But as a Broadway producer, there's something more important to me than you getting a star turn. What? Me. Turning a profit. I've never been known as one of those stupid clucks, Elaine. Bambi! This is away a lot of her hard-earned bucks, Elaine. Bambi! But facing the fact your coloratura sucks, Bambi! Though it breaks your mother's heart, forget about the part. It's time for you to know why I really back this show. You ask me for my motives, well, you needn't be so smart. It's a business. It isn't making history, it isn't making art, it's a business. Shaw and Ibsen, take them away, and don't bother me with Moliere, the Russians never pay. So go on, criticize me, please proceed with your attack, it's a business. I put 1 million in and I expect 2 million back, it's a business. So what crime have I committed if I'm fighting for my shit? It's a business. And I want those paying suckers out there giving me the business every night. Am I getting fruity, Elaine?
I'm sorry, Mother, but to me, the theater is a temple.
So, what? You don't make me feel that Shabbos? Give me a hand here, fellas. Very funny. Back me up, huh? The not-for-profit theaters don't need a turn a buck. That's not business.
That's not business.
So give them Lysistrata and I wish them rots a rock. Do business.
She does business.
Gorky, schmorky, money misspent. You won't survive Yom Kippur. You'll never get through Lent. I once knew a producer whose pretension knew no bounds in the business.
In the business.
He mounted Samuel Beckett. I don't mean that like it sounds. It was business. So now he's down the crapper and not working in my prime. It's a business. And the shows I do business, cause I'm good at doing business, and I'm giving them the business money all the time.
What about the great poets of the stage?
The great what?
The great poets
Poets.
of the stage!
Honey, I put on the Iceman coming. Nobody came in. The stagehands to the dressers to musicians in the pit. It's a business.
It's a business.
The owner of this premises cleans up if we're a hit. He's in business. Hi!
He's in business.
Union workers don't work for
finale, I'd like to thank everybody here at Don't Tell Mama. Sidney Myer for the rental of the real estate. Johnny Ricardo on licensed sound. Thank you, Johnny. This amazingly talented cast. Thank all of you for coming out tonight. And remember, our next show is on a Thursday, September 28th, when we feature Sweet Charity, Promises, Promises, and Little Abner. And now, the rollicking end of our show. Although this song is featured as a reprise at the end of Curtains, it's done earlier in the show. So here again, as Carmen is Kristine Zbornik.
Listen, people. With Georgia taking over the lead, we got ourselves a real shot. The show's going on. What do you say, gang? Are you with me?
Yeah! We can make the train if we make it now.
Stop. It's clear that every one of you is in perfect physical condition, so the show must go on.
Why?
Because, as old as time itself, there's a grand theatrical tradition that the show must go on. Forget it! I got a contract. You signed a contract. Go read your contract. And I will count to then. It's fuck. I will count to 10 and then I'll sue you. Oh yes, I'll sue you. And when I sue you, you'll never work again.
Who's our equity representative?
I am. Whoa. Mrs. Bernstein, as equity deputy, I must warn you, any further threats and you'll be brought up on charges. Shut up, Elaine. The name's Bambi. Mother. All right, let's put it this way. For the backer's sake, I'm asking your permission to let the show go on.
No.
The show must go on. Not a chance. The show must go on.
Why?
'Cause I say the show must go on.
Horse shit!
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I don't want to believe it. But there's nothing more important in the world than putting on a show. You people, you're all heroes to me. Some policemen and detectives dream of show business. You can't get arrested, but still. They sit about the station and dream of your life. They cheer Sherlock Holmes and cheer Jack the Knife.
As your cleaning lady, don't you dream of show business to vocalize or scratch beside a bar?
An ambiguous shrug as she shampoos your rug. Let you know how lucky you are. Come on up, folks. We're a special kind of people known as show people. We live in a world of our own. Our days are tied to curtains. They rise and they fall. We're born every night at half-hour call. Can picture being anything but show people. Civilians find the whole